Well, tonight we're following up on a new law that enshrines crucial rights for people with disabilities. It essentially makes a 1999 U.S. Supreme Court decision state law. It says they have the right to live and receive care at their own home instead of being kept in an institution. Denver 7's Ryan Fish explains why Colorado advocates say it was a necessary step to protect these rights.
A sense of relief.
Molly Kirkham and other Coloradans living with disabilities celebrated inside the state capitol Wednesday. A bipartisan bill signed into law last week secures their right to live and receive care at home instead of a long-term care facility.
Making sure that people are treated as people.
Last month, Kirkham told us about her great aunt, who was institutionalized because of her disabilities against her will.
She was angry, but she never let that define her. So for me, it's also it's kind of in her honor, making sure that that doesn't happen again.
It's really important to show our commitment to human rights and civil rights, and that impacts us all.
The law codifies a landmark 1999 U.S. Supreme Court decision, meaning even if the Supreme Court reverses course, those rights will stay.
Getting it codified into state law is important to us because it lets us make sure that we can give those protections consistently.
That's something the state has had issues with. Last year, the U.S. Department of Justice settled a lawsuit against Colorado after finding the state violated the Americans with Disabilities Act by, quote, unnecessarily segregating adults with physical disabilities in nursing facilities. This new law requires the state's Disability Opportunity Office to create a plan for how the community can, quote, live, work, and be served in the least restrictive settings possible.
The decision itself, even from the Supreme Court level, was never that there's an unending checkbook in order to make something available to the disability community. It is within resources. And given our state's very limited resources, it's very important that we're both planning and executing.
The state's integration plan is due by 2028 and will be reviewed and updated every 3 years. And while disability rights advocates call this a win, they say their community still needs to be heard more often.
We have a saying within our community, nothing about us without us. We want to really expand that definition to be nothing without us.
We want to be treated as a human, and we just want to be part of the community.
In Denver, Ryan Fish, Denver 7.
House Bill 1017 requires the government to provide services to people with disabilities when a state health professional deems it appropriate, when the individual agrees to participate, and if resources are reasonably available. So if budget cuts threaten those services, the state, it says, must take all reasonable steps to provide an alternative. And as Ryan said there, it also directs the state to create a plan to provide that care and update that plan every 3 years.